What is going on, YouTube? Joe here with Culination Media, and welcome back for another team building video. We are ready for week 2 of the Pokemon Battle League. Last week, unfortunately, the Philadelphia Phantumps did not come away with a victory. If you have not seen that battle yet, some crazy things went down, and I'm not going to spoil too much other than the fact that we lost. So there's that. But we're going to prepare for the Backstreet Littens today, which will be our week 2 opponent. And I'm pretty excited about that because my team actually matches up pretty darn well against my opponents. Although I also thought that last week because I think Roman only had like 1 flying resist or 2 flying resists, and I have a lot of bird spam on this team. But it didn't work out. Did not work out. But I do feel like we have a pretty solid matchup, especially because my opponent's Mega is going to be the Mega Pinsir, and Talonflame just poops all over that. There's no way Mega Pinsir is going to be able to sweep my team unless Talonflame is dealt with. Even if he has rocks up, that's really not going to help him too much because Talonflame still just kills. I mean, even defensive Talonflame might have a chance to kill. I don't really know. But we're going to look at some calcs today, and we're going to just kind of go through the team here. You can see I already have most of the team picked out. I do have 1 team member that's up in the air. We're going to decide that together. And yeah, hopefully this will not be as long as the last one because I'm not going to go over the whole draft again. So yeah, this is just kind of fun because it's team building, but it's like not super serious team building, if that makes any sense. It's not like it's for like a, you know, high stakes tournament or anything. There's nothing on the line other than bragging rights and just having some fun. But that being said, I do not want to go 0-2. I do not. So I'm going to do what I can to avoid that. So let's get started here. Let's go over my opponent's team. I did mention the Mega Pinsir. He's got, as I'm noticing, let me just read off the Pokemon first. We got Starmie, Gengar, Florges, the Mega Pinsir that I already mentioned, Magnezone, Sableye, Gardevoir, Drapion, Aggron, non-Mega, Combuskin, Lapras, and Kangaskhan. So the things that I'm noticing when I'm looking at this team here, first things first, he only has 1 potential rocker on the team, and that's Aggron. And it's regular Aggron. Most of the time, it's better suited to be an offensive type threat with a Choice Band or something along those lines. I'm expecting him to want to bring maybe like Rock Polish or Autotomize, maybe Choice Band, something along those lines, because I have multiple taunt users on my team. I've got Skuntank, I've got Talonflame, although taunting an Aggron with a Talonflame is pretty risky business. But I also have Espeon, so I really don't think he's going to bring Rocks Aggron against this team. It really just does not make sense. Like he would have to bring Sturdy, which means he probably would not want to run Head Smash unless he's trying to cause like double downs. I don't know. I just can't really foresee a strategy in which he would want to have Rocks Aggron with the way it matches up against my team. I could be wrong about that, but I'm going to build my team around that assumption. And because of the fact that I came to this conclusion, I'm not going to bring any hazard control whatsoever. I'm not even going to bring Espeon. That last slot is not going to be Espeon. I don't feel like it's necessary. I just do not. Watch that bite me in the butt. He's going to get rocks up like turn 2 or something, and then I'm going to lose. But that's what I'm going with. That frees up a move slot on my Skuntank because I'm not going to run Defog. I'm going to run something else. And I don't think I'm going to run a Taunt either. So we've got things to do. This Skuntank is going to be very, very complicated as far as the EV spread is concerned. I can already feel it. But let's continue to go over the team here. We have the Aggron that I talked about, thinking that's going to be offensive. He also only has 1 potential spinner / defogger that I can see, and that is the Starmie. So that kind of pigeonholes Starmie into that role. I mean, he could go a more defensive or utility set, or he could go offensive with Life Orb or Specs, something along those lines. Starmie is actually very dangerous to my team, especially because of the Ice Beam coverage, which, you know, does not bode well for Garchomp at all. Starmie outspeeds me. So I want to bring Skuntank because Pursuit Trapping is going to be a big deal in this battle from what I can see. He's got the Gengar, which is super unpredictable. It can do so many different things. It can Will-O-Wisp, it can Taunt, it can be Sub-Disable, it could be Scarf, it could be Specs, it could be all these different things. Gengar's just a really, really versatile Pokemon. That's why it's one of the only Pokemon that has stayed OU through pretty much every generation. It's just crazy how good it is. So, when that comes in, we're going to want to do what we can to Pursuit Trap it. And luckily, Skuntank is perfect for that because it does resist the stab. The only thing Gengar can really do is Dazzling Gleam or Focus Blast, both of which are neutral. And if we have some investment, I don't think he can 2-hit KO us. So we should be able to eliminate that. We can Pursuit Trap the Starmie as well. We just have to watch out for those Hydro Pumps, which will do a lot of damage. Of course, we also have Sucker Punch. So we got all kinds of things going on here. I feel like I'm just babbling and babbling, but I'm trying to like get all my thoughts out there, in part to help you guys and show you how I'm doing this process, but also the other part of that is I'm just getting my ideas out there. The more I say, even if it's random, it doesn't make a lot of sense, it helps me organize it. And yeah. Alright, so let's get started building this team. I think I've gone over enough. I'm not going to go one by one on every single Pokemon because this video will end up being an hour long. And it does not need to be like that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go with Aftermath for Skuntank, obviously. And then we're going to go with a pretty standard spread as far as moves, not EVs. So we want to go Sucker Punch. We need priority. Skuntank is not very quick. And that could come in handy should his Starmie or Gardevoir decide to be Scarfed. So we'll go with that. And he could also pass a potential speed boost with that Combuskin with Baton Pass. So we want Poison Jab for sure to be able to hit the Gardevoir. He also has a Florges, which he might not bring in this battle, to be honest. Florges does not match up too well against my team because Talonflame can set up all over it. He's weak to Venomoth. He's weak to Skuntank. So yeah, and Scizor beats it too. So Florges probably not the greatest thing. Fairy types just don't fare very well against... Did that make sense? Fairy types don't fare very well against my team. I cannot talk. I cannot talk. Okay, so we want Pursuit for sure. As I cannot spell. I cannot spell! And then, for our last move, I'm going to leave that open. I don't want it to be Defog. That's not necessary. I really don't see that coming into play because of what I mentioned about the Aggron. So, alright, first, the item. I want to go Lumberry here, not like Black Glasses or Black Sludge. Even though Black Sludge gives me a little bit more survivability, I think that when it comes to trapping the Gengar and the Starmie, there's a solid chance we could get burned either via a Scald or Will-O-Wisp Gengar because it does outspeed. I don't know how much of a chance there is that Gengar would even stay in because it can't really do much other than Will-O-Wisp, but he may want to stay in just to Will-O-Wisp, which is possible, especially if he predicts a Sucker Punch and then, you know, wants to burn me. This will allow me to more effectively trap Pokemon like that. He also has that Sableye, and he may try to switch that out. And Pursuit Trapping is nice, especially if I get Rocks up, because it's good times. So now, looking at his team, the biggest threat to what I have is Magnezone, because it has so many resistances. It just resists everything, and it's super powerful. It's such a problem. In fact, the fact that it can run Scarf is going to force me to run Scarf on my Magneton, and let's actually do that right now. We'll come back to the Skuntank. I know this is all over the place, but this is actually how I build teams. I kind of just go all over. It's not a pretty picture. It is not a pretty picture. We're going to stick with Magnet Pull so that I can trap that Magnezone if necessary, as well as the Aggron, because I don't know what that Aggron set is going to be. If it ends up being like defensive or something, I want to be able to trap it and get rid of it because Talonflame. Talonflame is a thing. And so we're going to go Volt Switch. This is just going to be a very standard Scarf Magneton. And the plus side here is that Scarf Magneton is faster than Scarf Magnezone, because Magneton has base 70 speed and Magnezone has base 60. We're going to go Hidden Power Ground here, actually. I know there's a solid chance that he could have like Air Balloon if he does decide to bring that Magnezone, but I feel like I'm going to be building so much of this team around Magnezone, but it is such a problem. If I can get rid of the Magnezone, I will be able to sweep. So that's going to be what the goal is. We want to make it as easy as possible, so we're going to go like that, and so that gives us a timid nature. This should also allow us to outspeed Gengar and Starmie. He has no ground Pokemon. He has no immunity to Volt Switch, so I can just Volt Switch around, get all the momentum I want. Every time Magneton comes in, it's going to be dishing out quite a lot of damage, and Magnezone is going to be his main switch-in if he decides to bring it, which I would think he would, but I don't know for sure. He could just be afraid of the fact that I have a Magneton. But yeah, that's also a reason why I don't want to bring Scizor, because Magnezone can very easily trap Scizor and just destroy its life with Hidden Power Fire, and I can't really do anything about it. So this Magneton is going to be very, very useful. It does not outspeed the likes of, like, Scarf Gardevoir, but, you know what I'm saying. Alright, so we got that Magneton. Back to Skuntank. I want to put Fire Blast on here. I want to put Fire Blast specifically for that Magnezone, which means we're going to tailor the EVs around Magnezone as well. So let's pull up the calc here. I have it saved kind of how I wanted it. In fact, this might be the EV spread that I actually use. This is, I mean, it's so messed up. It is so messed up. Look at this, 68 speed EVs. So how I have it set up here, this is what I was toying around with earlier. Basically, I have it so that I'm outspeeding, I mean, it has Choice Scarf on here, but it really doesn't matter. We can put Choice Specs. Oh my goodness. Thunderbolt has a chance to kill? Are you kidding? I mean, that's if it's modest specs, but jeez, Magnezone is so powerful. Not even funny. That's with 130 Spadef EVs too. Kind of crazy how powerful Magnezone is. It's such a problem. So I have enough EVs in speed with an adamant nature to be able to outpace modest Magnezone. I don't think he's going to go timid, because when I look at my team, I don't see anything at all that he would be running timid for. The only reason he'd be running timid would be for Scarf, but like if he's Scarf, he already outspeeds Skuntank anyway, and then he's not going to be doing as much damage, of course. So, the question is, will an Adamant Nature be enough? And with this calc here, with 44 special attack EVs, Fire Blast is still a guaranteed 2-hit KO after Stealth Rock. So if I can predict that Magnezone to come in, I can get the Stealth Rock damage, hit it with a Fire Blast. I'd have to hit a second Fire Blast, but if he's not Specs, he doesn't have a chance to OHKO me. So I'd have 2 chances, or I guess 3 turns to hit 2 Fire Blasts, basically. And that's, of course, if he's not running Timid. I mean, if he was running Timid, I'd have to run a buttload more speed, and I don't really want to do that. Don't really want to do that. So I think this is the spread I want to go with. It's really, really weird. It's just really, really weird. So the other things I want to check is I want to make sure that it kills, not Gengar. I know it's going to kill Gengar if I hit it with a Sucker Punch or a Pursuit. I want to see Starmie. That's what I really want to see, because if it doesn't kill, we need to change the EVs on this. I mean, I don't know how much we can because it's already Adamant 230. But that's pretty much just where I need it. Sucker Punch is a guaranteed OHKO. Min Roll is exactly 100, which is fantastic. Pursuit, obviously you double that if it were to be switching out. And even if it doesn't switch out, it's still a 2-hit KO. Starmie with Life Orb cannot kill me with anything, even Hydro Pump, which is just lovely. Let's take a look at the utility set. They usually run physically defensive. I don't see him running Spadef. So let's just go physically defensive and see what happens here. Sucker Punch is still a 2-hit KO, and you'd probably be running 0 special attack. You'd probably be running Bold, maybe? Yeah, that's solid. That is solid. We could Sucker Punch and then Pursuit if you were to try to switch. So that is fine. Alright, so these are the EVs I want to use here. So we got, this is going to take forever to put in, 36 HP. 36 HP. What was it? 230 attack. That's a plus. We want negative special attack, but special attack investment. This is might be the weirdest spread I've ever done in my life, and it's just because of Magnezone. Watch him not even bring the Magnezone, but there's no way that I'm going to lose because of just Magnezone and because of the fact that I did not prepare for it. We have not made a lot of progress since I started recording this video. This might be longer than the last one, to be honest. We went 68. Oh, I hear my cat stirring in the background. He was asleep in his favorite box. And now he's going to wake up and probably be annoying. Because that is what he does. He likes to interrupt things. So, okay, so we are set here. This is going to be the Skuntank set. And I'm just going to move on because we've spent way too much time. I hope this puts in work. I really, really do. I want it to do things. Moving on to the Garchomp set. The rest of these should go by a lot faster. Skuntank was by far, I think, the most complicated. So we're going to run Rough Skin, obviously. I'm going to save the item for last. This is going to be a Stealth Rocker again because Venomoth and Talonflame are going to need the support from Stealth Rock against this team, especially with things like Florges. I mean, I don't know if he's going to bring it. But there's also the Sturdy Aggron that I'm a little bit worried about. I feel like he's going to bring that, and I don't want that Sturdy intact because that could cause some serious problems. So I'm going to have the Stealth Rock again this time. I'm not going to run Tank Chomp. We're going to go more offensive, I think. So we're going to give him an Earthquake. We're going to give him a Dragon Claw, and I really don't think he's going to bring the Florges. I don't see that happening. So I think I'm going to forego like the Iron Head Poison Jab shenanigans, and we're going to go with Swords Dance. There's a couple of things that we can set up on, specifically Drapion if it doesn't have an Ice Fang, which a lot of them, they don't carry that, right? They don't carry that. I don't know that he would put Ice Fang on Drapion just for Garchomp. I mean, Garchomp kind of caused a lot of problems for his team, but as long as he has Ice Beam on Starmie, he's fine. The only thing you'd have to worry about would be Scarf Chomp, and Scarf Chomp is not that powerful. So we're going to go with a standard EV spread here of 252 attack, 252 speed. We're going to get the Jolly Nature going, and then item depends. I was thinking Lumberry because he's got Sableye and he's got Gengar and things like that, but we're going to do some calcs here. I outspeed Gardevoir. And obviously we outspeed Florges. Let's see how much damage Earthquake does to those. So we're going to leave this Skuntank set behind and pull out the Garchomp. We want OU offensive Stealth Rock. That's pretty much exactly what I'm running, just not a Lumberry. I don't think I'm going to run Lumberry unless there's nothing else to run. So let's check out Florges really fast. Defensive Calm Mind. I mean, they all run physically defensive. Earthquake is not a 2-hit KO. Even with Stealth Rock? Am I reading that correctly? Oh, guarantee. No, that's Moonblast. That is Moonblast. Let's check out Earthquake. 19.1% chance to OHKO, 2-hit KO after Stealth Rock and Lefties, which of course they all carry. So, I don't want to run Adamant. I do not want to run Adamant because I think then Jolly Drapion outspeeds me. I don't want that. I do not want that in the slightest, and I'd also get outsped by Kangaskhan, which could carry Ice Punch. So I want Jolly, for sure. So what we need to do here is give you... I don't want to give you Life Orb. I feel like Dragon Claw is not going to be used that much unless I'm predicting Gengar to want to come in on an Earthquake. Or something along those lines. Let's try Earthquake. Okay, there we go. Because that'll just boost the power of Earthquake and not give us that recoil damage. So that should be a 2-hit KO after Stealth Rock and Lefties. That might even be a 2-hit KO otherwise. Still a 3/4 chance to 2-hit KO even with the Lefties and no Stealth Rock up. So that actually works very, very well. Very, very well. That means we don't really have to predict around the Florges too much. We can just click Earthquake, and as long as we're not worried about that Gengar coming in, we should be good. Let's check out Gardevoir now. I know Gardevoir has poop defenses, so let's check out the Choice Scarf set. I'm expecting him to want to be offensive, probably not with 12 HP EVs though. We'll give you max speed. Not that that really matters in terms of calcing. Oh look, it does 450%. That's because I'm level 100. Alright, we don't want that. We don't want that at all. We want level 50. So, that is an Oko? Are you serious? Wow. The downside is even Timid Scarf Gardevoir can Oko Garchomp with a Moonblast, which is really unfortunate. So if he does have the Gardevoir, I think we're going to have to scout for that Scarf. Or at least fear it a little bit, because we can't just afford to have Garchomp just drop from full HP. Especially with how useful Garchomp is. It's got the Stealth Rock, and it's got a decent amount of bulk. It should be able to take hits as long as you don't let it take Moonblast. So this is perfect with the Earth Plate. Because I think without it, let's just go to none really quick. Yeah, that's a 6.3% chance to Oko, but a guaranteed Oko with an Earth Plate. Right? Yeah, okay, so that's what we're going to do. We are going with the Earth Plate for sure. Alright, I'm liking this. I'm liking this setup. I'm going to skip over Talonflame here for a second as Garchomp is finished. This is going to be somewhat of a standard set. I'm going to go Tinted Lens, of course, and then we're going to go Quiver Dance. We're going to go Bug Buzz. We're going to go Sludge Bomb, because looking at his team, Bug Buzz plus Sludge Bomb pretty much just kills everything. You've got Gengar really is the only thing that quad resists both, which is actually a pretty interesting combination. Not many Pokemon quad resist both Bug Buzz and Sludge Bomb. But Gengar is frail. I have other ways of handling it. I should be able to outspeed it with Magneton even, and hit it for some damage. And then, of course, it's not going to want to be taking a Brave Bird or any attack from Talonflame. So we should be okay with that. The only other thing I would run would be like HP Ground maybe for Magnezone and Aggron, but I don't really see that as necessary. Bug Buzz probably just Oko's Aggron after a boost or two. Aggron has Poop Special Defense, and Tinted Lens bypasses that resistance from the Steel type. Not with Sludge Bomb, obviously, because that's an immunity. But yeah, now the last slot is kind of open here. We could go Substitute, we could go like Protect, but I think I want to go Sleep Powder. Because he does not have any immunities to that, right? Mega Pinsir... No, he's got no grass types, so he would have to pick his Sleep Fodder if I can get in on something that I outspeed, which will be quite a few things because we are going to go with the fastest possible spread. I do not want Modest, I want Timid. Definitely Timid, because if that is a Timid Gardevoir and it's like Choice Specs, or just offensive, anything that's not Scarf, I don't want it to be able to outspeed me and hit me with a Psyshock or a Psychic. That would really suck. So there we go, we have that. And with Talonflame, I do have a speed tier set up here already, and that is for Magnezone, as I'm going to pull up the calc again. Let's reference this one more time, go to Talonflame. I want to run an offensive Swords Dance set this time, not specially defensive, as much as I love that set, and I'll probably use it a few more times. We're going to go offensive this time. So I'm going to pull up Magnezone again. Doing all this for Magnezone, I guarantee he's not even going to bring it now. Just because of the fact that I'm preparing so heavily for it means that he's not going to bring it. He's going to be scared of like Magneton or something and just decide it's not worth it. Which set do I want here? Choice Scarf? Right, okay, so we want level 50 and level 50. So with this setup, Jolly, what was it, 188? 188. Okay, so 187, 123 times 1.5 with the Choice Scarf. So this EV spread with 188 with the Jolly Nature should be just enough to outspeed Timid, Max Speed, Choice Scarf, Magnezone, and kill it with a Flare Blitz. That is the goal. That is the goal. Well, I guess it doesn't kill with a Sharp Beak. But, I mean, if it's going to be Swords Dance, so if I'm at +2, it'll obviously just die. I mean, unless it's carrying the Sturdy. But the point is, I want to outspeed it. Even if it doesn't kill, that should kill after Stealth Rock, right? Right? Very, very high chance. Okay. That is what I want. I'm not going to go Adamant here. No. That's what I want. Just in case he's running that Scarf. I don't think he will because of the fact that I have Magneton. And there's a pretty solid chance I'm going to break Magneton since it matches up so well against his team. And I think he will realize that. Yes. That's what we're going to do. So we're going to go 252. and then we will throw the rest into HP. That gives us an odd number here, but at level 50, or it gives us an even number here, but it should give us an odd number at level 50 for Stealth Rock. So this is the spread I want to go with here. We're going to go no item because I'm going to go Acrobatics again. And the reason I want to do that, even though I did the same thing in the last battle, that is because I want to switch into Knockoff, which this team does not really have. Of course, I've got Skuntank that can come in easily on a knockoff, but I don't want to lose that Lumberry because it will make it easier for me to Pursuit Trap, Gengar, Starmie, etc. So he's got the Drapion, which likes to carry knockoff, so this will be a decent switch, and he may fear the Will-O-Wisp and want to switch out and all that fun stuff. So we're going to go Flare Blitz, and then we're going to go Swords Dance, and then we're going to go Roost. And that is going to finish off the Talonflame set. Moving on to the Venomoth, which we already did. I didn't give you an item. Okay, let's give you a Life Orb, because that is more reasonable with the set that we are running. Yeah, I'm not going to go Black Sludge. Not going to go Black Sludge there. So everyone else is finished. Raditon, Garchomp, Talonflame, Venomoth. Alright, so let's add one more team member. Let's see what we need. We need something defensive because everything pretty much is offensive other than like the Skuntank, which is kind of just like, I don't know, he's just kind of there. He's got a lot of attack investment, but he's got a lot of like defensive investment. He's just doing things. I don't know. He's got investment in everything. Like every stat he's got investment in. So funny. So funny. So the team does not match up well against, his team matches up well against Slowbro. That's what I was trying to say. I don't want to bring something like Poliwrath because, again, gets pooped on by Magnezone. Magnezone poops on, like, everything that I have. Every single Pokemon that I have. I need something to take special attacks. I have no switch into Starmie other than Skuntank. That's not a good switch in because I can't take 2 Hydro Pumps. So I think what I want to do here is I want to go Articuno, and we're going to go defensive set. I'm really happy to be able to use Articuno because I've never used it. Pretty sure I've never, like, in the history of competitive Pokemon, used it. Like, maybe by accident once. I need to use it more. Maybe I'll make, like, a PU team or an NU team with Articuno or something because it's such a cool Pokemon. It is my favorite legendary bird. I know everybody hates Articuno, but I really love it. I really, really do. I have a thing for, like, ice types, and I never really liked Moltres' design for whatever reason. But anyway, it's going to be defensive, so we're going to spell Roost incorrectly. There we go. Roost. I think I want to go Sub-Roost. And the reason I want to do that is because Aggron. Aggron. With pressure, we can stall out those head smashes by continually going for substitutes. He only has 8 of them, which means with pressure, that's only 4 turns. So we can sub 4 times with leftovers. So that will be something. We just have to make sure that we outspeed Aggron. So we'll have to check the EVs on that. We obviously want to go for a Freeze Dry, super effective on water for Starmie specifically. Anything else? I mean, that will hit Lapras neutrally as well. And the question here will be, will I want to go for the Hurricane for like Combuskin? And that's pretty much it. What else does it hit? It doesn't really hit anything. It doesn't really hit anything but that Combuskin. So I think I'm going to go with Toxic here, because that will allow me to wear down the Lapras if he decides to bring that. I can get residual damage off on the Florges while avoiding its own status by subbing up. And we should be able to absorb some hits from Starmie and Gengar here. So now the spread is what we need to look at. So let's look at Articuno. Sub-Roost. Is that a thing? Oh, this is Timid. No, I don't want that. I don't want Timid. Get rid of all these. I'm getting rid of everything. We want... I guess you'd be a Calm Nature. And then we want Aggron. Let's go Choice Band. So let's see here. Level 50. I think this video is definitely going to be longer than the last one. I feel like I've really rambled on a lot. I really, really have. It's also the first video I'm recording today, so that tends to happen, where I like talk about things that are not relevant. A lot. So, max speed Adamant is 102, so we do outspeed that with 0 investment. Let's check out Jolly. And the reason I want to check out Jolly is in case he's Rock Polish or Autotomized. he would probably be running a Jolly Nature to outspeed as much as possible. That gets him up to 112 without a boost at level 50. So let's try like 50, 111. Okay, 56, 112. How about 60, 113. Okay, let's try 58. Okay, so 60 it is. 60 is 113. So then, okay, so we can outspeed that. I can't really hit it with anything, but I can wear out those head smashes, which is important. That is important. All I can hit it with is freeze dry, which does not do anything, especially if I'm defensive. But that's not the point. The point is he either has to use up all of his head smashes, and I'm going to end up with a substitute at the end, as he's going to have to switch out or go for a different attack that will be doing less damage. So 60 with a Calm Nature, and then we want probably max HP, and then as much SPDEF as it's going to allow us, which is 196. So at level 50, this should be an odd number, I would imagine. Let's double check. 252, yeah, 197. Okay, so that's what we're gonna go with. Let's check the calcs with like Starmie to make sure that's actually a switch in. 196, and then we're done. We are done, unless we need to tweak this a little bit more. Alright, offensive Starmie. Let's see what this does. We got Hydro Pump, and that does way too much because it's level 100. Psychic does 33%. That is nothing. Hydro Pump is not a 2-hit KO. Wow. Wow. Let's check Psy Shock, though. Psy Shock. Because that does hit us on our slightly weaker physically defensive side. Still not a 2-hit KO, especially with lefties. Okay, so this is perfect. This is perfect. This is our switch into Starmie. We would just need to, at the beginning of the battle, scout for either Thunderbolt or Power Gem specifically, which he may run because if he can catch Talonflame somehow, or more specifically Articuno, that's something. Let's see. Let's see. Power Gem. How much will that do? He's Life Orb Timid. That does not kill. Oh my goodness, Articuno, you are so fat. You are fatter than I thought you were, my friend. You need to go on a diet. Power Gem, that is 4 times super effective with Timid Starmie with a Life Orb. Like, fully offensive Starmie. That's bananas. I mean, obviously we can't switch in if Stealth Rock were to be up, but that's crazy. How much does Thunderbolt do? Thunderbolts. Let's see. That is not a 2-hit KO either. So literally the only thing we have to worry about is, well, I guess if it's defensive Starmie, a Toxic would suck. We could run Heal though, but I'm not going to do that. Just Power Gem. So we just have to scout for the Power Gem. And that might be somewhat difficult to do because my switch into a Power Gem would be Garchomp, which is not a good switch into Starmie at all. We just got to be careful. We just got to be careful, and it might just be that we might have to switch into a Power Gem and then switch back out if he does end up having it. But, yeah, so that's pretty much going to be the team. I don't really have anything else that I want to do. I'm pretty confident with how it's looking, and it took me a little bit longer to put it together than I thought. I thought it was just going to kind of go quickly. We're going to see what's going to happen. I want to thank you guys for supporting your Philadelphia Phantumps. Hopefully we can come away with a victory this week and even up our record at 1-1 going forward. And yeah, so that'll be it. I will see you all tomorrow or whenever the battle goes up on the channel. But until then, game on.